When you open your C1-2-0 file, make sure we have the two sketches. From here, I would like to go into the sculpt mode, and this time I'm going to use quad balls. Quad balls are unique that they're the same on all sides, so I can simply just make this a 1-inch diameter, and then do the same for my next. Again, I'm using those sketches as references. Once I have the quad balls at a 1-inch diameter, I can turn on symmetry. By turning on symmetry, when I make an edit to one side of the quad ball, the other side will update as well. In this case, I'm going to manipulate the quad balls to smush or squeeze down the top side. I'm going to repeat this edit form command for each of the quad balls. And if you'd like to select multiple selections, use the Command or Control key. In this case, I'm typing in a distance, that way it allows me to have it the same for each of the quad balls. Before I can bridge the two quad balls together, I need to remove my symmetry. This is very important, otherwise if you try to use my bridge command, it will not allow you to bridge between the two. With the symmetry removed, I need to make sure I select the same number of selections, in this case 4, from each of the quad balls. When you see the warning, that just tells me that I'm in the process of creating 4 from each, and once I create the 4, it will go away. Throughout the process, I like to turn on my sketches to use as reference. In this case, I can see that my bridge between the two is larger than the thickness of my sketch. I like to turn my symmetry back on, allowing me to make a change to one side and have it update on the other. Again, looking from the side, I can simply see that the bridge between the two is too thick. Using the Edit Form tool, I can drag my bodies down to make sure it lines up with the thickness. This will allow me to model different techniques with that same original sketch and have them have similar parameters or size. I use my view cube to rotate between the different planes when I want to make sure the two sides have the same distance, and looking at those sketches again to line up with the thickness. With this complete, I can concentrate on the front side or the left quad ball. The right side I'm going to use a trim feature later, so for now I'm just concerned about the left side. Continuing to use my Edit Form tool, I can change the thickness, lining up again with that sketch. Notice if I drag down too far, I can see the sketch come and be exposed more. My goal here is to even this out, and I can spend a lot of time going back and forth and manipulating this. My challenge to you is to explore your design. Drag it more, drag it less. In this case, I'm dragging using the line segments. Try using points. See how when I grab different quantities and points versus lines, when I drag and edit form, how that changes and how I get different results. Once you're happy with the way that it looks, there's a couple more things that we need to tweak before we're able to go through with our next steps. When I'm dragging up the points, I can see I'd like to keep that line reference about the same height all the way across. I can see that it's not exactly the same, but it's a little difficult to tell just by using points and reference lines in my model. Luckily, we have tools inside of Fusion 360 that allow us to explore the design and see how, in this case, my zebra stripes will tell me the rate of curvature across. When I use my zebra stripes, I want to have it horizontal, and by reducing the number from the default 20, it allows me to get a better idea of these lines as they move across. Here we can see that my lines are not perfectly horizontal. What this will affect is when I do a cut, it will waver based off those lines. To control this, I can simply select those segments and use my Edit Form tool, and by dragging larger and smaller, you can see that I'm able to manipulate them to make them more horizontal. I like to start off the left-hand side and work my way to the right, each segment dragging and manipulating and visually seeing how I can make those lines more horizontal. Along with dragging the lines, I can move my points to make sure they line up more evenly. This will allow me to more easily change and have a horizontal line if my points and my lines line up. Since I can go back and edit my form at any time, I can get this as close as I feel is necessary, and if I don't like the results, I can come back later and edit my T-spline shape. Again, working from left to right, I'm just ensuring that my lines are horizontal. Now, this is something that you can continue to spend as much time as you like on. Again, I would encourage you to move on, and if the end results aren't quite as much as you think they should be, in this case, you can see when I drag it too far, I'm dragging away from what my original sketch is, so I'm going to put that back. But if at the end, if you don't like the results, go back and edit your form, and this can always be tweaked. It's very easy to get caught up on making little changes here. Once I like my results, I'm going to finish my form, and I'm going to turn off my zebra stripes. I'm turning on 2 additional sketches I previously created. If I hadn't previously created those, I could create them right now. In this case, I'm going to use my extrude and my patch environment to create surfaces. I'm going to use outside profile line along with an inner circle. I'm also going to turn on my symmetry. This way it will cut through both sides of my body. Repeating my extrude surface, I have 2 more sections, again the circle and the rectangle, and again I like to make this symmetric. Turning on that body, I can use boundary fill command that will allow me to select my surfaces along with my bodies, and then for the cell, you want to click the center of the body, as you can see here. And once I select OK, I'll get a new body. My original bodies that were used to create this will still be there, and I can simply turn them off. So again, I have my selection set, and then my cell. I like to just select the body, select OK, and then once I turn off my other bodies, we can see our end result. This concludes the model C1-2-0. Thank you.